In the meantime, some other stories out there. Southwest Airlines just can't seem to get its act together. They're still under investigation for their December meltdown where nearly 16,000 flights were canceled. Regulators examining whether the airline set schedules it knew it couldn't properly staff. Many are blaming their woke policies, firing employees who refused to get the China virus vaccine, among other things. Like my next guest, who doesn't adhere to their progressive corporate values. Southwest flight attendant Charlene Carter is embroiled in a long-running civil rights lawsuit against the airline after they fired her over her pro-life views. Last summer, she was awarded $5 million and her position in the company was restored. But Southwest is showing no remorse. A pair of memos circulating sent to employees claim that Southwest does not discriminate based on religion, but suggested they could continue to punish religious speech in the same vein as Carter. Now they're back in court, and they're joining me right now. Southwest Airlines flight attendant Charlene Carter and her attorney, president of the National Right to Work Committee, Mark Mix. Welcome to you both. You know, Charlene, Southwest's memo there to employees was after they lost to you in court. They doubled down on their hostility, it seems, toward conservative religious views. What did you make of the memo?
Well, the memo was, to me, it was very shocking, but it also it put a target on my back. There's two memos that they put out, and I don't even know what to say anymore about how they are treating some of us as flight attendants out there that disagree with some of the other policies that they have. But, you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, Mark, I got to say, my understanding, I'm not a lawyer. I don't even play one on television. But isn't this type of discrimination illegal? Why do you think these woke companies feel so emboldened in this day and age to basically break laws, allegedly, in the name of their left-wing values?
Yeah, well, Chris, first of all, I need to say that I'm not Charlene's attorney. The foundation is providing free representation for Charlene. Her attorney's actually at another hearing right now down in Texas working on another case. But this case is a 5-year legal odyssey for Charlene. And the reason why companies can do this is because they don't get any fight back. But Charlene proved that with some courage and some commitment to a cause and to an ideal and to a belief system, she can hold a corporation and, most importantly, a union accountable for the actions they took. Under Title VII, there are they need to accommodate her religious beliefs and her views. And certainly the union didn't do that. I mean, Charlene was forced to pay dues and fees to a union that was using her money. In fact, Chris, the depositions here and some of the facts that came out in the case said, you know, Charlene's head would explode if she knew what she'd been supporting for the last 17 years. Because remember, Charlene was a voluntary member of the union, was trying to reform the union from the inside. And when they showed up in Washington, D.C. at a radical, socially, unacceptable rally that she disagreed with, she let her views be known. And that's when the union went to Southwest and said, hey, you got to fire this gal because, you know, she's harassing union people. And so that's the real issue here, is the violation of, you know, the accommodation under the Title VII, but also a violation under the Railway Labor Act, forcing Charlene into this monopoly collective that says you got to support what we're doing, otherwise you lose your job.
Right. Yeah. And the right to work is a battle that has been going on for so many moons. Look, I want to thank you both for bringing us the story. This was something that was kind of flying under the radar for us. And I'm very glad, Charlene and Mark, you guys brought me the story. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. Still ahead, governments